Hello, welcome to the Life with Joey Calvo podcast. I am Joey Calvo. Um, Today we are here. Happy 2024, by the way, first of all. Um, Second, um, I want to start this new year out with um, letting you know that we have guests coming up in the month of January on the podcast. Originally, it was more than that, but now it's a little less. But before we get started with that, I want to introduce you to this nice little boost here that I have that I'm trying. It's called Magic Wine, and here's the actual bottle. Yep. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. There it is. Okay. So, somewhat. It's a matcha tea. Flavors, flavors okay, but this helps me with my boost. Um, Clears my mind. Stress takes the stress away from me, and it's it I try it, you know. So I'm gonna have it right in front of you. But it clears. It does help me reduce my stress levels. Um, it does boost some energy um, and your focus, and it crushes procrastination and elevates the mental clarity. Now, only this January, they help you gear up to crush your 2024 New Year's resolution fully focused. You get 1 month for free when you're subscribing for 3 months at the website that I put down below in the comments on YouTube. Um, and with the code JoeyCA20, you get an extra 20% off, which gives you to a 75% off. This lasts till the end of January. So hurry up before it goes away. All right. So, again, happy 2024, everyone. Um, I actually didn't think the podcast was going to go into January, to be honest with you. Um, I've been having some struggle in my life, and I actually thought reaching out for guests was going to be hard to start the new year. Nope. We got two. We got one this coming Thursday, January 11th, with Sacha Awa. She's a, excuse me. That, See, that magic mind's working. It's got me burping already. Uh, Sacha Awa is a um, business coach, marketing giant. So she'll be on Thursday. And then next Monday, we'll have Amanda Harris. She's an exercise physiologist, and we will clear the air about why um, chronic back pain is never correct. Um, we're going to get to that in a moment. So, those are the two podcasts. I did have another two, um, but due to reasons beyond my control, they're being postponed. Um, so this podcast is actually going to go to February so far. When in February, we don't know yet. Um, and it on Thursday when I have the podcast with Sacha Awa, if I'm coughing and stuff, I have been going through I've run through the mill. I don't know if it's a bronchitis. It's been like since the second that this started. Um, my friend got me sick. I'm tired too. Sorry about that. I don't know if the friend of the family got me sick or what. Christmas is. Oh, Christmas was another story. If you saw the year-end podcast, I did that at Harrah's in Atlantic City, and I decided to go have breakfast over at the Hash House of Go-Go Tropicana. And what happened was, when I got back to the room, within a couple hours, I was sick as a dog and spent the rest of the day in bed, literally at the hotel. So I didn't get a chance to go have my fun that I would normally have. I still tried to enjoy what I could. In reference to everything else and why I'm saying that this podcast is going to February at least, is I'm kind of been in the transition of giving up. I've realized with my health and the way my life has been going that I don't see a lot looking forward to. Yes, I have very low self-esteem, sometimes none. And I admit it. I'm not a big fan of myself. I mean, someone opened my eyes in 2023 and really made me see, not just political wise, but me and what really is there. And I thank that person so many times. But yeah, I've started to kind of withdraw myself a little bit. Even at work, I started withdrawing myself a little bit. Even though the other day, the past couple of days, I was almost back to what I used to be. You know, the smiley, happy coworker that just like would try to make work fun. Nah, couldn't do it anymore. Because the one thing I've learned about life, and I mean, this is my opinion, of course. When you're happy, you know, people actually let me start this one. When people say you're happy, they say you should be happy with what you have. Well, here's the thing. You're happy with what you have, but also you want more. And then when you want more, you start to get greedy. And once you get greedy, then you're going to set yourself up to fall flat on your face if you don't get it. Okay? So I stopped raising my expectations on it. I don't see anything. I mean, I got pissed off at me because it took me 15 years to file for a divorce. Okay? Which I should have done years ago. But no, I couldn't afford it back then because I tried to be happy. And I was somewhat happy for a little bit. Well, everything's falling apart. And I mean, my health, I was just diagnosed with diabetes on Thanksgiving, and the guest that I was gonna have this coming Thursday afternoon that we're rescheduling for February, was going to give advice. Is going to give advice about weight loss. So hopefully we'll get that. Hopefully that podcast will happen though. But I don't see myself really going forward. And people are like, why? I'm going to be 53 years old. Okay. Like I said, my health is starting to go down. But yeah, of course, you're over 50, everything starts to change and everything. So, but you try to go by what you want to do. I mean, I wanted another relationship. I'm not going to see that. I mean, look at my double chin, fat as can be. Yeah, I weigh about 250 pounds for all I know right now. I haven't stepped on a scale yet in a while. So, probably a little more when I go see the sleep doctor. I do a lot of questioning now. And, or if I'm not questioning, I'm doing a lot of doubting about things. Actually, before the year was over, one of the managers at work had me sit down with someone, and I literally said, I probably got a write-up or something in there, or something negative. And the manager's like, no, everything's all positive and all that. And I was like, yeah, let me hear it. And I turned around, and he was going to show it to me. He wanted to show it to me too. And then a couple days later, matter of fact, it was the other day, I was going to go up to him and tell him, like, yeah, all those people that wrote positive things about me probably lied, because they're probably required to write good things about people. But I did tell that manager that they should share it with the employees, because that way it makes them feel good enough to want to stay. Because if you're hiding things like that, and they're leaving, they're like, well, why are you leaving us? You know all this good stuff. I'm like, well, I didn't know I had good stuff. I thought I was doing a bad job. Now, if I was leaving, I'm leaving because of my health and stuff. Nothing against the people that I work with. I mean, they're good people. It's just I'm one of those people that are actually going to look from the outside in. And I mean, most people that try to that are interested in you always want something. I mean, if they don't want money, well, they kind of want money, or they turn around like, oh, you're in need of my services, and I'm like, yeah, so it's going to cost me. No, and they go on the Facebook dating apps and the Instagram and they're like, oh, so you need my services? Oh, or let me pick you up and take you to Lake City, like an Uber. I'm like, if you want to be with me, I don't do that. I mean, if you want to be with me, you want to be with me. I mean, if I'm going to pay for something, dinner or something like that. But if my date with you is you driving an Uber to take me down to Atlantic City and I'm paying for that, and you're driving, and the person that's interested is driving, they just want to make money off you, and that's not right. I mean, that's not how dating is supposed to work, or any type of interest. I had a guest who suggested I go to the bars. Yeah, there's no Cheers bar around here, guys. Okay. Uh, um, no, I don't see myself going. I used to go when there was a bar over here at the corner. I used to go once in a while, but not as much anymore. Even with my health, I don't see myself going to the bar. I am going to try to get into the gym a little bit more, though. I mean, I have someone that's going to get on my case who is giving me the suggestion about, in reference to the diabetes, losing 40 pounds. It's going to be a challenge, and I know it. That's why I'm not looking forward to anything, because I don't see things happening properly. Now, yes, I did put in a request to have a dating strategist come in for around Valentine's Day. We'll see. The other one I put in a suggestion for, I forgot what she does. Sorry, guys. Again, a little under the weather. It was something interesting. But hopefully, like I said, we'll see about if we can get the dating strategist in for Valentine's. And the other thing that kind of really knocks why I'm losing interest. Deep down, I'm not losing interest in this podcast. I'm not. It's just me. And it's just that, not many people really listen to this podcast. I mean, the last podcast I did, the year-end one, actually now 10 people have listened to it, but it's been mostly those that want to come on the podcast. So they only probably saw the year-end one. They didn't go to the past ones. or if they came on the YouTube one and they noticed nobody really watched it. I mean, if anything, they watch it after it's been recorded. Nobody comes on live. The only time we had a really big live podcast was when Sepsis was on, and it was all their fans. So, I mean, that was a good thing back then. But I always try to, when I mention to the guests, to let your followers know if they have questions when they come on the YouTube channel and watch it live, they can comment and ask them. And like that little screen on the bottom, I can bring up the question for them, and they can see it and they can answer it. So, but since I didn't actually, well, I didn't actually put it out right away that I was going to do this. And actually, I'm a little late doing it because it was supposed to start at 3 o'clock Eastern. Um, but in reference to why this podcast may not go on too much longer is because of not enough of the viewership of the viewers and the subscribe. I mean, I would have loved subscribers. I would have, but nobody's interested in subscribing to a podcast like this. I mean, like I said, the last one I did before the year end with the Twitch gamer / cosplayer, I almost blew that out afterwards. I started to become unprofessional. And when I realized I started to become unprofessional, I'm like, that's it. I'm done. You know? But that guest is still very supportive. Tried to calm me down, like, don't end the podcast, don't leave social media, don't. And I appreciated her for telling me that. But if this podcast ends, you'll always be able to watch these on YouTube. The YouTube channel will not leave. I'm not going to end the YouTube channel. I mean, it's still going to be out there on on the anchor.fm / Spotify for podcasters. So they'll still be there for you to listen to whenever you want to. I mean, there are some you may have to buy because I put a charge to some of them. But some of those ones that I put a charge to actually are interesting. Like comedian Joe Fernandez. That was a good one. But, you can always watch it on YouTube too. And it doesn't cost you anything. I mean, I did this to try to make some extra money. And I've learned that I'm not interesting enough. Or when I was interesting enough, it was more the guest than me, of course. But, I mean, I got maybe 30 subscribers. For YouTube to make money off of YouTube, you have to have like 1,000 subscribers plus. I mean, I couldn't even get. I mean, the biggest names I got. I mean, I had Carol Alt on this podcast, but when we did that, we didn't have the platform that I'm using for YouTube right now. So I'm trying to get her back on. I had Eric Essex. He's been on twice. First time before the platform, and then we did one, I think, last year. No, we did it in 22. We did it in 22, but I was on this platform at the time. So, and then I had Gregory Jabbar. That was 3 years ago. I'm trying to get him back on because Blue Bloods is ending this year. So hopefully we'll have him back. I was hoping to get him back on soon before the season premiere so we can talk about it. I mean, he's been busy shooting it, so it's all understandable. Um, so again, like I said, I don't know how much longer these podcasts are going to go. I really want to keep them going. It's, do you want them to keep them going? And I always say it this way: if you want me to stay, you got to prove it to me. You got to prove it to me. Um, Either when I go to do the live podcasts, or you're listening to the podcast on the other platforms, the Spotify, the Apple, the Amazon, all those platforms, and you're listening like, why is this guy acting like this? Well, this is going towards 5 years that I've done this podcast. And we've probably done over 100. I haven't counted them, but I've probably done over 100 podcasts in 5 years, and only got 2,300 downloads out of it. I mean, the biggest podcast that I had was like 80 downloads, but that was before this platform. So actually, most of them were before this platform. I mean, I lost friends off of this platform, but not this platform, but I lost friends from this podcast too. And that's the other thing that took its toll on me. I mean, I try to be a very supportive person to others, and just out of the blue, they just stopped talking to me. And I'm reaching out like, hey, what's going on? What did I do? And yeah, I'm a person that, like I said, accepts the blame and then walks away. And as of right now, like I said, for this month, and possibly wait and see for February. If the podcast goes into February, then great. If not, you'll see me do one last one like this, where I'm thanking everybody, but I thank everybody every time. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say anymore. I mean, somebody suggested, oh, you should do podcasts and talk politics and talk, just do like you're doing right now and just shooting the breeze. I'll get tired if I do it every week. Not that I don't want to do it, but I'd run out of topics so quick. And, even if I went on current events and everything, I'd be out of it real quick. I mean, I could talk about the 49ers being the number one seed in the playoffs because that's my team, even though I'm from Jersey. I mean, I could talk about that, but I'd be running out. It wouldn't be long, So I tried my best to look for guests to make this podcast a little bit more interesting and try to. I mean, it's not a Joe Rogan podcast. Okay, nobody can be Joe Rogan. I mean, nobody can be Stephen Colbert or this, that, and the other thing. I'm not them. I mean, I'm me. I mean, I the ones that were really good, I had to delete them because of me. Because of something within me. I just it was at me, and I had to turn around and delete them and apologize to the guests about why I deleted them. I mean, one understood, and is excuse me, happy. Well, not happy that I did it, but happy that I explained why. And I was okay about it. Yeah, I'm going to chew myself up for that later on, but it's something I can't control. I mean, I'm going to try to control this by Thursday. But I got to try to do what I can. And at the same time, if you really like these podcasts, then help out, please. Show me how valuable this is to you. I mean, I have someone saying that I'm making a difference. I've had a psychiatrist when I sat down with the psychiatrist and I told him I'd do this. This was therapy, according to him. Okay. We can call it therapy. Not the greatest therapy in the world. But literally, yeah, I'm not going to go to the famous saying in Jerry Maguire that show me the money. It's not much of that, even though, yeah, money's the greatest thing in the world. People will say that. I mean, and the ones that are supportive of this podcast, I thank you for that. But for me to really keep this going, it's gotta show it. Like I said, I try to make these as interesting as I can. I really do. I try to find guests that not only could help the viewer / listener, but also me. So it's really more towards helping all of us. I mean, that's what I tried to. I mean, yeah, I like I said, I tried to put in a request for a dating strategist because of Valentine's Day. The guest that I was going to have on the 25th, I mean, she's a major speaker. So hopefully we're going to, like you said, hopefully we can get her in there in February, if possible. The one that we're going to have Thursday afternoon that was going to be the 3:00 Eastern time. I was actually doing 2 podcasts on Thursday. Oh, we got somebody live. Oh, cool. Okay. So, and left. See, they don't even stay long. They see how depressing I get and they leave. Uh, but in reference to the people that have been supporting this podcast, thank you. And I know you're doing your best to keep me above water. But I know I'm sinking. I know I am. I've been feeling it for past couple of weeks. I've been feeling it. But that's always been an every year thing. Every year I'll turn around. It's like, I'm going to walk away from everything and leave everybody alone, and be on the outside looking in, and somebody will pull me in, and then then I start to feel okay, and then getting towards the end of the year when Christmas time comes around, I get miserable again. It's a thing. This time feels a little different. This time, and I'm not saying I don't feel loved. Don't get me wrong. Okay? People got worried when I said I was giving up. They thought I was going to commit suicide or something. I'm like, why would I want to commit suicide? Like, I may not have a reason to move forward in life, but to end my life? Are you kidding me? I'd rather let it end naturally. So everybody get your minds out of me and suicide. Okay? Unless I say I'm going to end it all and, do it live on YouTube. No, I won't do that live on YouTube. YouTube will come at me like, why did you say that? We have to ban this. We have to cut the, we can't run this video because you felt suicidal. I'm not suicidal, folks. Clear the air. I am not suicidal. Never will be. I mean, the worst I could be is, like I said, on the outside, looking in, watching everybody have a wonderful life. I mean, Christmas time, I started to call myself the Grinch. As surprising as it sounds. And then I can play Christmas time is here, and all of a sudden I'm bawling. Or if I had gone to church on Christmas Eve and started to sing, I'd be bawling. I would be crying in church, literally, on Christmas Eve. Usually, I think it's actually, the last time I went to church when I was married on Christmas Eve, and every time we started to sing Silent Night, I was in tears. I was literally in tears. Because back then, I didn't feel as loved as I do now. So that's the one great thing is I do feel loved. It may not be the love I want. Well, I kind of did back then, but it's not the same anymore. I mean, the love and support's there, so that's what's keeping me just above the water, quote unquote. It's me that's sinking. It's me that wants to let go. It's me that wants to let everybody be and, and live their lives and be happy with who they are and who they're with, as much as I can look at the outside wishing they were with me. I don't see it because I'm not the person they really want. I mean, right now, we got 2 people watching live. Wow. I mean, most of the people that would want me, like I said, are those that are just like into just want me to turn around and purchase their services, or like I said earlier, they do Uber and they want me to pay the Uber fee, to drive me down to Atlantic City or something. I mean, if you're interested in me, you got to be interested in me for me, who I am. Okay. I mean, if you're going to turn around and say, "Oh, can you send me can you help me with an Amazon gift card so I can do this?" Now, don't get me wrong. I have people that ask me to help them. That's different. Okay, that's totally different. But if you're someone new and you're turning around and you're asking me, "Oh, I live out in," their profile says they're in Jersey. "Oh, I'm out in Ghana right now doing this. Can you send something to help me stay on here?" Blah, blah, blah. If you're going to help do that before even meeting me, it stops right there. Because if you're on those sites to try to scam people out of money, don't even bother with me. And that's what hurts me. Because, people are using good things to get money. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm asking for subscribers on the podcast. I'm asking that if you go to there's a Spreadshop website. Excuse me. For the podcast. Yeah, I might, but that's only for you to be the interest to the podcast. That really doesn't have much to do with me. I mean, yeah, I make a little bit off of it, but if you really want me to keep these podcasts going, I need help. I mean, you're not going to hear Joe Rogan say, "Oh yeah, make sure you subscribe." Yeah, and he charges whatever. Okay. I mean, I have the friends one friend I lost. Okay. She's got a podcast. Actually, 2 of them. One had one that was called the Healthy Horny Podcast. I had the other one. I mean, she did come on the podcast with sepsis when we did it, but we fell apart after that, and it upset me because she was like one of the coolest, youngest people to chat with. I mean, don't get me wrong. The person I had on before the year end, she, like I said, she's a sweetheart, and I thanked her up and down. She was so happy to be on, and she's always welcome to come back on. And then I had the one that opened up my eyes, and she watches she listens, and she critiques me. I actually get critiqued once in a while too. But like I said, when those eyes got opened, it got opened wide, not just on the political, and it went realistic. So hence why I'm in that state where I want to be on the outside looking in. Why I don't see another romantic relationship in my life coming. Why, why would I feel successful? I mean, that person that had me open my eyes say I really make a difference. And most of the time, now, I mean, one person actually did tell me I made a difference. But it's like now I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, I try. And I mean, like I said, if I made a difference, I want to know. I really want to know. Because it's like what I said to the manager at work. If a person has a positive review or anything positive, let them know, because it encourages them. So like I say all the time, prove it to me. Prove it to me that you are interested in these podcasts. Prove it to me that you're interested in subscribing. Prove it to me by doing something. I have a Ko-Fi even for the podcast. Actually, no, it's more for the casino bus service, which I've been trying to work on for 25 years. I mean, I got so far, but it's costing me every time I'm turning around, because I'm not getting the operations because of credit. But if you really enjoy these podcasts, prove it to me. That's what 2024 is going to be to me. Everything has to be proven to me. Everything has to be, if someone's really interested in me, prove it to me. Because as soon as you ask me for something and I haven't even met you, then all bets are off. You're out of the picture right there and then. I'm going to thank you for your time. Take care. And I'll probably get to the point where I have to block them, which isn't right either. I mean, I would tell, usually by this point, those that are getting tired of the me that I am right now, I've left the door wide open. The door's wide open. Been wide open since day one when I met them. That they could have walked away, and I learned that. Like I said, I lost a couple good friends, a couple good people I enjoyed talking to. From it, because of it. But it was also because of me in general. It wasn't because of right now. I mean, I like to compliment people, and I mean, I actually did a podcast one time. I'm going to be quick on this one. I did a podcast of what my dating profile is like. So just to give you all an idea, I love long hair women. I am a Wonder Woman fan. Yes, I go to the casinos in Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Pennsylvania, wherever. I love walking on the beach once in a while. I'm an old-fashioned romantic. And when I book a room, I try to get an ocean view because I always think it's the most romantic thing in the world, even though I'm by myself. So, on that point, I'm going to end it right there. So, don't forget, let me introduce you again to this wonderful boost here called Magic Mind. It's hidden. And only this January they can help you gear up to crush your 2024 New Year's resolutions fully focused. You get 1 month for free when you're subscribing for 3 months. So go to the website at the bottom of the screen, which is https://www.magicmind.com/JAN Joey CA, and use the code Joey CA and get an extra 20% off, which gets you to 75% off. That lasts till the end of January, so hurry up before it gets away. And that's when you subscribe for 3 months. So please, definitely check them out. I mean, it does reduce my stress a little bit, not a lot, but it's starting to. But it has been reducing my stress. Definitely check them out. Use the code. Save 75% off. You know. And I will be back on Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will have Sacha Awa, and we're going to discuss businesses and marketing, and maybe she may give me ideas on how I can still try to get that casino bus service going. The other thing, as I thank all of you for watching this on YouTube and listening to it on the Anchor.fm platform, prove to me that you really want to see these podcasts. Do whatever you can. You go to the Anchor.fm/Life with Joey Calvo. You can see how you can support it there. Go to Ko-Fi. If you go to Ko-Fi, you can go under Calvo's Transportation Service Corp. I think I have it under that. So, God bless you all. Take care. See you Thursday.